Hi Bernard, I write this, I'll do this video just to explain what we have done. Looks like you are very interested in genealogy and you understand the semantics. I started doing Wikitree 6, 7 years ago and did a lot of things, adding categories and so on. And then I started realizing this with Wikidata. And after a small thing, I was thrown out from Wikitree because I thought we should have more templates and so on. Now this part is gone, so we have moved everything over to Wikidata. So, for example, what we have done is that we have uh, one person did in Sweden um, write 5-6 thousand articles about Swedish parishes and so on. So what we have done now is that we have moved all these Wikipedia articles down to Wikidata. So if I do maybe I can do like this. Oh, this is a rather slow query. So then this is a query I think for all Swedish church parishes. So that means that we have 3,500 or 3,200 it says here objects for every parish, and then we have linked every parish to the archives. In Sweden we have the church books are free. So what I I try to convince people in Wikitree. See if I can find it. If we do. Here's my killed profile. Here is a non-existing profile. Here we have, oh no. See if I can see. Maybe we can take this builds profile. So what we did was that we created categories in Wikidata, which is not on this profile. Maybe it's on this one. But the categories are at the bottom now, I think. Here we have Landskrona M. So that is a category. And what I did at that time was that I said that we should have links to resources and so on, but other people didn't think about it and so on. But we have at least a structure here. And the sad thing now is that if we can see on the on the history of this page. Sorry. How do you do that? You do edit and then you do history, I think. So here is Salgo 60. So the last one I did seems to be that one. So then we had links here. And I also had a template for grouping things together. And then I had links to Bygdeban, which is a society for local information and so on. And then we had a register here. No, they have changed it now. And here we have the Wikipedia article. What I have done instead now is that if we take another place, församling is church parish. So what one person has done, he has created 4,000 or 5,000 articles about all the parishes, and he is magic doing what he's doing. And then we, as I said, move this information down to Wikidata, and then we have now started to connect more and more information. So what I did today was that I had a meeting with the local people who are specialists on names in Sweden. Språkrådet. So maybe we could start getting get the links to sources for names in Sweden connected to Wikidata. Church parish has to do with the church. So what we have done is that in the wiki here, this is a template. It's getting the information from Wikidata. And in Wikidata, here, we have added the picture of the church, name of the church in this parish, country, what it's located in, member card and so on. And then we also have the history. So in Sweden you have administrative church, socken, moving over to this church parish, and then we have in 2000, I haven't been part of this lately, in 2016 they moved to something called district. So they are trying to also follow how it has changed over time. So what we can see here in 1828, Ljusne Church Parish was created. In 1620, Söderhamn was created. This one replaced the socken, the Söderala Parish. The population is added, and also the projects which we are running in Wikidata. So what we have here is that we have a code for the church parish, and that code was used also by the National Archive. But lesson learned is if people don't speak to each other, things get rotten. So this code up here has been the same code as we seen down here, and maybe it's rather the same. So what we get here is that we get links to a statistical place, and where they have all the borders of this parish. So that's sad that Wikidata, we can move to Söderala here maybe. What have they done? This is not good at all, because I had here so you could traverse to the top. Maybe they have one when I take the latest version. They have no something. Town Sweden, städer, parishes Sweden. So if we go to Söderala, there it is. So this one here is same as Wikidata Q106888470. So that's sad that we don't have this connection. I have done, as we have all the parishes in Sweden, Söderala, and then we should see family search. Here we have it. So what I have done for people at Family Search is that they just add this unique ID. Then we use Wikidata for relinking. So we have a tool here saying jump to this record in Wikidata that is P5324, and then continue to P5324. So we can go to the same. But if we say OpenStreetMap coordinates 625, Then we say jump to this place 5324 and continue to P625, and then P625 is configured to be OpenStreetMap. So if Wikidata has done the same, just having the Wikidata number or something, if Wikitree have done the same, having the Wikidata number, we could also have links in the same way as they have here, which is a little bit sad. So what's happening now is that we have all the parishes, we have a lot of metadata, we have bygdeband, which is this link saying same as here, and they have it's a place where they gather local information. We also have starting to adding databases. So this is a database from the university, which means that here you can find people tagged for this location. We have started scanning people in Sweden. So there is I can see if I can do here. Scanning was wrong. A portrait archive is that it's a location where they put picture of people. So if we take Axel Lyström, who is Q something, then I have added him both as a national biography 9980, his Gini number, his portrait number in this archive, and that is an archive of 700,000 people, and they are using OCR for these texts, which means it goes down here and then I have machine learning to jump it up here. You can also do similar portraits. Then they do a picture analysis of this person and try to find other people in this big database that looks the same. I think it's rather slow. So then we are connecting those people. So that means that as this person is put in the database is have birth on this parish, we can also connect them. But then we need to have a connection from Söderala here over to the other players. The interesting thing is that we are now also starting using Sparkle and endpoints. We can go down here. So another thing we have is the church books. So we have for all 3,500 church parishes, we have the church book. So here you have the Födelsebok is the birth book. So this is the one from 1857. And you can get the birth record for all people. So here is Margrethe, born April 13, 1857. And this is the father and so on. So we are using something called fair data, and here you have the death also for those people. The latest thing we are starting to do now is Tora, and that's from the National Archive. They are doing a Sparkle endpoint. So here you can get that they called this parish Modern Parish 218205000, and they also have if it's part of and also more locations. So as you said that you would like to see that Wikitree get a Sparkle endpoint, and that would be magic, because then you can start saying same as. And I think we have 60,000 people now. Alex has done a magic work. I started, I think, with 5,000, but he has done so much, which is so excellent. And I have done some small tests also. This is my workboard. So if we take Nobel Prize here, I have done Nobel Prize test here. So here you can do searches and comparing the Nobel Prize. So this is a list running every night. And here is the sparkle. So that means that I go to the end point at Nobel Prize and then compare the dates. So we can see here that Carrie Mullis died on 7 August, but that's something the Nobel Prize people that haven't added. They haven't added Toni Morris and so on and so on. And this is the way I see how genealogy can be done in the future. I have a Facebook group, but that's just in Swedish. Maybe we should change the language. It's släktforskning using semantic web, where I speak a lot. I'm the one who is adding most of the things. We have also magic things. If you have heard about Wikibase, that's Wikidata, but you can download it yourself. And there is a project called FactGrid. And they have set up their own database for following letters sent, which is, I think, interesting. Here you have a person employed at, and then maybe we can see. I'm not. Maybe that is a letter. No, it's not. They did. The problem is not many people understand the possibilities, I think. You can see here if we can find. And I also done a lot of churchyards in. Here we have. Boom, boom. So this is some famous thing called Illuminate. And so here is from this Wikibase database how letters are sent. So then you can do like this. And then you can play it. So then you see different records in Wikibase, how they are sent. So this could be moving people or something like that, which would be very, very cool. If you could have sparkle and have villages and see how they are moving around. So a lot of possibilities. We have done a lot in Sweden, but we are still in the beginning. Don't hesitate to contact me. The problem with Wikitree is a small thing. I would like to add more templates. So I added template and some administrator stopped my account and I didn't do anything more. I think that what Alex has done is magic with this checking. We need more things like that. And I don't know how much Chris understand from this semantic stuff. The good thing I think for Wikitree people is that the semantic stuff makes more people finding his database. And we can see how fast Google is. I can see if I can do a search here. Elrus Gordon, that is. I added the Wikidata. It was nothing in the database. Now we have a Swedish article, but we had this was created in 2016 or something like that. Created, yes, 2018. And when I added it to Wikidata, it took 20 minutes for Google to find the P625, put up the map, find picture taken at this location, adding also a review. So they are reading all the time this change stream, I think, of Wikidata. And if Google understand Wikidata, it's good for Wikitree to be in Wikidata, I think. But I haven't spoken too much with Chris and so on. And we are also looking into. I think this authority data is not optimized. Because here we have maybe. Because they are not moving fast enough, the libraries. So what I did here, Ibsen, yeah, author, is that we put all those Wikidata stuff in here, which makes a little bit fun. Yeah, this is all. But please come back if you want, and don't hesitate to contact me. You have my email address, and I think it's no problem with the Wikitree people. Also, Alex contacted me some months ago.